Shalom, shalom, everybody. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day or night, no matter where you are. And it is a wonderful day. I praise the Most High Yahuwah for this day. It's rainy here in Pennsylvania, um, but I enjoy quiet, rainy days like this. So this is a blessing to me. So I know some people might not like it. Some people do. I like the rain. It's peaceful. Today's video, I would like to discuss. There are some things going on, like for the people who are newly waking up to who the Father has called them to be, their identity, which is in the chapters of Deuteronomy 28. So I want to dispel the lie that the Deuteronomy 28 teachings was talking about Egypt captivity. And we know that's not true because of the timelines in the scriptures. So I just wanted to make a video about that and point it out to you because I've seen some mess like that online and it can mislead the followers of Yahuwah. So I got my trusty notebook here. So ready to start so I can stay on task. All right, and we'll begin. We'll start in Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Yahuwah told Abram that his seed will become slaves and will be afflicted 400 plus years. Yashar'el was just being established. Yahuwah and Abraham was just starting through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So even before the time of captivity, this was being foretold. Okay, this captivity, or the Egypt captivity, was being foretold to Abraham. He was not yet called Abraham yet, the father of nations, but he was called Abraham. So that's the first point. Okay, so Deuteronomy 28 is not the same captivity. The people of Yashar'el was in captivity multiple times. But Deuteronomy 28 speaks specifically to the transatlantic slave ship captivity. So we'll move on. We'll move on from there. Another point in Deuteronomy 28, the Most High Yahuwah, he was using Moshe and Aaron to teach his Torah. See, there's two totally separate timelines. Okay, the Deuteronomy 28 was a warning. You know, he was warning the people of Yashar'el. See, they had not sinned yet for the Father to bring those curses upon. So they haven't sinned yet. They haven't done anything. They were just being warned and taught. So that's another point to bring about that the Egypt captivity was not the curses that they were talking about in Deuteronomy 28. So that's just two little points just to show you. And I just also wanted to ask you who was teaching the Torah? You know, who was teaching them at that time? It was Moshe and Aaron, and they had already brought them out of the Egypt captivity and Pharaoh and all of his people. So therefore, all those things hasn't even come up yet, or they're not the same thing in the Deuteronomy chapter 28 curses. They already happened, and Moshe is teaching the just freed people. Keep that in mind. They were just freed. So they just went through captivity. The Most High Yahuwah brought them out. So that just happened to them. You know, it was being told to Abraham back then, way before Deuteronomy 28. So that's another point that doesn't make sense. So today, I just want to read a little bit of Deuteronomy 28 so you guys can start putting some connections together. And we're going to get my book. I'm going to show you His Word Scriptures. And let's turn to Deuteronomy 28, verse 30 through 33. Let me go ahead and I'm going to read that to you. Now, this is Deuteronomy 28. This is the things that are explaining the transatlantic slave trade. And it says, "Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none of to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand." See, and we're going to jump to verse 48, but that goes to show you that what happened during the transatlantic slavery. What happened? They were selling their sons and daughters to another plantation. You know of the horrors of the married couples in Yashar'el, how the slave masters would take their wives and lie with them. That says that's clearly right there in the scriptures. Those things happen. We were taught these things in school. Not everything that was taught in the schooling systems is, I would say, accurate, but that definitely is. We know that. So those are just some verses and some more examples of how Deuteronomy 28 and the Egypt captivity isn't the same thing. These verses in Deuteronomy 28 is describing what happened to our ancestors in the transatlantic slave trade. Now I'm going to jump to verse 48. And we're going to go to verse 48. Still Deuteronomy 28. All right. And we'll read verse 48. And it says, "Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which Yahuwah shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in the want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, and have that destroyed thee. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from the far ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand." Now think about this. What nation uses the bald eagle for their national symbol? What nation does that? The nation that we're in currently right now. Okay? So these are just a little bit of the verses of Deuteronomy 28. These are the curses, and these were being taught. Moshe was teaching the people at that time. And so they were already freed from the Egypt captivity. So that would not make any sense. The timelines wouldn't add up, family. And everything that we have been taught and we have known, that lines up with these scriptures of what happened to us. And there is one more verse that I wanted to read. And this was, chapter 29 in Deuteronomy. And this was verse 2. "And Moshe called unto all Yashar'el, and said unto them, Ye have seen all that Yahuwah did before your eyes in the land of Misraim," which is Egypt, "and Pharaoh, unto all his servants, and unto all his land." See, he even said, y'all guys just came out of the Egypt captivity. So y'all seen it, and y'all know what's going on. So family, I just wanted to point that out, that the Egypt captivity is not the same as the transatlantic slave trade that Deuteronomy 28 is speaking about. So let's dispel that rumor. That's not true. All these rumors and lies come up when the children of Yashar'el is waking up, and the Most High is waking them up, and they are trying to put a stumbling block in front of you. So when you awaken to yourself, you awaken to what the Most High and who you are in Deuteronomy 28. The spiritual battle is just getting real. It's just getting started. I mean, some of you have already been through some things, but what I mean, once you know, it's just getting started. There's so many things, but I just wanted to use this video to talk about that. I hope you guys have a pleasant day, a blessed day. We thank Yahuwah again for his reading of his scriptures and the reading of his word. And I thank you again, family, for coming to listen to me and even consider entertaining what I'm talking about or listening, even spending your time. So I say shalom, have a blessed day again, and we'll see you in the next one.